This time I will show you another way how to knit the stockinette stitch. For the stockinette we need to work knit stitches on the right side and purl stitches on the wrong side. For demonstration, I'll cast on 12 stitches using the classic long tail cast on method. The first and the last stitches will be the edge stitches. For the edge, I'll slip the first stitch purlwise and purl the last stitch of every row. So my pattern takes 10 stitches. Here I have 12 cast on stitches on my needles. Take off one needle that is going to be the working needle, and the needle with the cast on row is a main needle. To begin, hold the main needle in your left hand. Work with the working needle creating the next row of stitches. Slip the first stitch purlwise. Insert the working needle purlwise into the loop and slide this loop from the main needle to the working one. Then work a row of knit stitches. Insert the working needle knitwise into the front leg of the next loop. Grab the yarn and pull it through the loop. Slide off the loop on the main needle. Here I work the knit stitch into the front leg of the loop. Continue and knit the next stitch. Insert the needle knitwise into the front leg. Grab the yarn and pull it through. Slide off the loop on the main needle. Work across the row until you reach the last loop. Insert the working needle into the front. Grab the yarn, pull it through. Slide off the loop on the main needle. I remind you that to knit the knit stitch, you need to have the working yarn on the back of the main needle. This is the last knit stitch. Here I got my last stitch on the main needle. I'm going to purl this last stitch. Move the working yarn to the front, insert the needle purlwise into the front leg, grab the yarn and pull it through the loop. Here we've completed the row of knit stitches. It was worked on the right side. Continue with the next row working on the wrong side. For the edge, insert the needle purlwise and slip the first stitch. And for stockinette stitch, work the row of purl stitches. Now I'm going to work purl stitches using the second method. So working yarn is in front of the needle. Insert the working needle into the front leg of the next loop. Move the needle to the right of the working yarn. Wrap the yarn around the point of the needle and pull the yarn through the loop on the main needle. Drop the loop on the main needle. Continue, insert the working needle into the front leg of the next loop. Move it to the right, wrap the yarn around the point and pull the yarn through the loop. Slide off the loop on the main needle. Work a purl stitch through an edge of next loop until you have one loop on your main needle. I am working a row of purl stitches on the wrong side. And for the edge, we need to purl the last stitch as well. So here is my last loop. Work a purl stitch using the first method. Insert the needle into the front leg, move the yarn under the point of the needle and pull the needle through the loop. The second row is made. Now turn the work to the right side. Slip the first loop purlwise for the edge, and each stitch that you knit on the right side should be a knit stitch. Each stitch except the last one. The last stitch is an edge stitch. Work the knit stitches into the front leg of loops. To knit the knit stitch, you need to hold the working yarn behind the main needle. Work until you reach the last stitch. Here is our last stitch. Purl the last stitch. Now continue on the wrong side. Slip the first loop purlwise for the edge, and for our stockinette stitch, each stitch that you knit on the wrong side should be a purl stitch. For the purl stitch, the working yarn should be in front of the main needle. I'm working the purl stitch with the second method. When we reach the last stitch on our row, we are going to purl the last stitch as well. So work purl stitches till the end of this row. I am purling the last stitch using the first method. Here how stockinette stitch looks like. On the right side we have made knit stitches and purl stitches on the wrong side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. This time I work the knit stitches into the front leg and purl stitches using the second method. For more details, you can check our tutorials of how to knit the knit and purl stitches. Here I have the stockinette where I worked knit stitches into the back loop and worked purl stitches using first method. You can see that there is no difference between these two knitted pieces. So please, you can choose any way of knitting which is easy for you. Thank you so much for watching.